The last thing that caught her eye forced her to a stop. It was Bard. He was holding a strange device that looked far too much like a spent EMP grenade to be real. That wouldn't make sense. Walkers were heavily shielded. His other arm held his sidearm. He pointed it at Pudding and blew his head off. Nestra's heart skipped a beat. What the? She charged. Blade out. Brain switched off from the fury. Her own gun wouldn't go through Bard's body armor. Ah, Bard said with a lazy drawl. You were not supposed to. Bard pivoted and shot. It went wide. Mostly because Nestra's thrown blade was planted in his shoulder. Fuck. She made contact. Her feet caught the gun, but Bard's grip held. His hook got her in the chest just as she grabbed the handle of her sword. Most of the damage was blocked by her armor, and yet the punch still winded her. His sidearm could pierce armor. No choice. She thrust, and he failed to catch it on his vambrace. The blade dug in the same shoulder a second time. Not deep. Deep enough. She was sent flying across the room. Nestra's back hit a nearby pillar. Pain there. Pain in her shoulder. Pain in her chest. Shake her head. Get up. No, not get up. She stared dumbly at the piece of metal digging into her torso, just below the rib. It hurt. It hurt quite a bit. She opened her mouth and gulped some air. More air. Breathing was pain, but it was life also. Agony filled her mind. There was nothing but the next breath, and the ruby blood darkening her uniform. Only when a noise came did she remember she was one bullet away from death. Bard was still alive. She turned off the notifications to watch the man who'd pushed her. He faced Bard, but his gaze found her, and his bitter smile turned into a sneer filled with hatred. I did what you... Shut up. You messed up the timing, which cost us a walker. You shot your comrade with your personal weapon, which means the bullet could be traced. You know what? Fuck this. Dreg, your incompetence just baffles me. Kill the bitch with the gun of one of the dead Borgs, so at least ballistics doesn't get a clue. You can manage at least that much, right? The gleam's presence warped and he appeared again near the stairs. With a crackling sound, then he was gone. Bard found a suitable gun. He turned. Nestra lifted her own gun and fired at him. The bullets pinged uselessly against reinforced ceramics, but he still felt the impact. What the hell's wrong with you? Nestra roared, half to delay and half, because she still couldn't believe it. It hurt to scream. She made her way forward, then to the side. To her salvation. Her gun clicked empty. She dropped it and kneeled. Her hand behind her back. Palm on her salvation. Sorry, Palladian. We're all on our way out. Just wanted a little retirement fund, see? I can't just be on the loser's side all the time. The message she was waiting for finally pinged her, trumping the medical diagnostic in the notification priority queue. USer recognized. She dove to the side and pulled Nut's sidearm with her. Bard's first shot went over her head. The second pinged against her greave. She shot through Bard's chest. For a brief instant, she saw concrete beyond. Before pressure filled the void with organs, Bard gasped behind the visor. Surprised. Very surprised. He fell like a puppet. Something locked in place in Nestra's mind. Suddenly, it was as if a veil was lifted. Her confusion and fear evaporated, to leave behind a center of tranquil focus from whence she could draw. Even her mana craving receded to become nothing more but a quiet whisper. Pain still called. Carefully, she climbed the stairs, well aware of the metal still digging under her ribs. Shifting with every step, she was leaving bloody footprints behind her. It was probably super bad. 2 floors went as quickly as she dared. Then she heard a loud gunshot. 2. Gorgeous special sidearm. She reached the access floor. There were no platforms here, only an empty space surrounded by walls with openings, overlooking the hab blocks below on every side. The maintenance access gate waited beyond, locked tight. Stib was supposed to be inside, but she wasn't. She was on the ground, crying, holding a bleeding gorge, doing his best to hold his guts in. There was a lot of blood. His gun lay to the side, discarded. There were 2 impact holes on the otherwise pristine walls. The gleam was here, because of course he was. Blood dripped from his hand. Evidence he'd hit Gorge instead of simply frying him with a spell. He was playing with his food. The gleam knew she was here. He was merely watching with utter disbelief. How the fuck did that dreg? Never mind. All the better. That just gives me more material to work with. So, still going to be silent? No, Stib wailed. Gorge coughed. The gleam pointed a finger at her. Nestra moved before he was done. Her mind was so clear. Everything made perfect sense. It wasn't the blood loss, or the stims. It was the absence of craving despite the lack of mana concentration in the air. She was not sated. She was just not hungry. The feeling turning into a cool wave settling in her bones. Her blade hit the ground as a bolt hit her gauntlet. Electricity traveling down her blade. It was mana electricity, so a part of it couldn't be denied that easily, and yet what coursed through her body fed her more than it harmed her. The rest dissipated harmlessly in the ground. Open the door, the gleam calmly ordered. Then he saw Nestra still standing. What the hell? She felt him move to her side and pivoted to cut him, but a sharp pain aborted the motion. Fingers like steel vices gripped her left shoulder. Her pauldron creaked from the pressure. How did you get your dreg fingers on a mana blade? Before she could respond, there was a gunshot. The gleam made to sigh with annoyance. Nestra knew why. He had a mana vest. However, his condescending gaze turned into a scowl of disbelief. Then shock. He gasped painfully. A second shot forced him to take a step forward. What? You dreg. Gorge's gun clicked empty. He grinned, sweat covering his brow and pain, clouding his eyes. But his bastard smile still showed the triumph that came with the last fuck you. The gleam turned away from Nestra, rage distorting his features in a terrible rictus. Crackling energy coursed through his arm to deliver death. Nestra saw his back was hurt through the armor. He was distracted, confused. He was still holding her, and she was still holding her blade. Nestra pushed back her pain. Feet planted, strike with the whole body. The sharp blade caught the gleam in the side of the head and bit deep. He spasmed. He fell to his knees. Nestra waited until he was done falling with her blade overhead. Ready. He stopped moving. Up to down, 2-handed strike on the crown of his head. Her blade bit into bone with a pleasant crunch just as she was absolutely sure it would. He was dead before he hit the ground. Sword still embedded. She knew he was dead. She felt him die. It was something insidious, seeping under her skin, and now it was doing something. Waking up. That made no sense.